I mean, there's a reason people don't want to serve, because they don't trust that their senior leaders are going to have their best interest in mind in combat.
Pete Hegseth is going to be an excellent head of the Department of Defense. Not only it's his track record, but as a television personality, he will be able to get up there and deal with the tough questions and communicate the policies properly and everything else. I do know Pete, like I would say, fairly well. I was on Gutfeld with him a couple of weeks ago. We've done each other's shows many times. I've seen him, hung out with him backstage. He's a good guy. He loves this freaking country, and I think he is going to do a bang-up job. This video of him from a few months ago on how you would reform the U.S. military has gone viral, and I think you'll see how it perfectly fits within everything else that this administration, this upcoming administration, seems to be about.
There's a chance to course correct it, but it would take the new Trump administration going after it really hard.
How would they correct it?
Well, first of all, you got to fire. You got to fire the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and you got to fire this. I mean, obviously, you're going to bring in a new Secretary of Defense, but any general that was involved, general, admiral, whatever, that was involved in any of the DEI woke it's got to go. Either you're in for war fighting, and that's it. And that's the only litmus test we care about. You got to get DEI and CRT out of military academies, so you're not training young officers to be baptized in this type of thinking. And then, whatever the standards, whatever the combat standards were, say, in, I don't know, 1995, let's just make those the standards. And as far as recruiting, to hire the guy that, did Top Gun Maverick and create some real ads that motivate people to want to serve. And there's lots of other ways in which you could identify who gets promoted and what, but there's an ethos change. I mean, there's a reason people don't want to serve, because they don't trust that their senior leaders are going to have their best interest in mind in combat. I know there were mistakes made on our tours all over the place, but I, at least for the most part, had a sense that my senior leaders were committed to the completion of the mission for the right reasons. And maybe there were strategic differences and all that other stuff, and it wasn't always perfect, but that trust is broken, and you have to reestablish that trust by putting in no-nonsense warfighters in those positions who aren't going to cater to the socially correct garbage.
It even says "We the People" tattooed right on his forearm there. I think you can see right there exactly why I think he's the right pick. He can communicate the ideas. He's been in the belly of the beast. He's got the TV presence, and he just laid it out. You got to fire a whole bunch of people at the top. We have to get DEI and the woke stuff out, because basically you're training our own military to be Marxists, right? That's what you're doing by doing that. And you're not bringing in the best people. We have to get our standards to be part of the military to be better. We know that they've consistently lowered standards, because you can't be discriminatory against fat people or people who can't jump, but you might have to jump if you're in the military.